Out of the twilight, I feel I'm rising. Though up below me, can see you crying. And there's a whisper, they look like angels, but I won't follow. No, I will stay here. If only you knew that I'm still here with you, still here with you. If only you knew that I'm still here with you, still here with you. There's so much beauty, everything's vibrant, and there's music in the silence, but it really hurts me to see you crying. I'm high above you, wish you could see me flying. If only you knew that I'm still here with you, still here with you. If only you knew that I'm still here with you, still here with you. If only you knew that I'm still here with you, still here with you.
Oh, hold up. There we go. Hey guys, welcome back to another live stream. Today in this stream, we're going to be playing some more Minecraft during a master builder. Now, for those of you who have not seen the previous 32 streams, I recommend checking them out. If you have not seen the last one, I definitely recommend checking that one out. Last stream, hold up. Okay. There we go. Okay. Something's updating, I don't know what. Now, if you haven't seen last stream, what we worked on was finishing the giant crater that we had by the mountain. So now this stream we're going to be working on the area around, or like in the crater, as well as the lake that's inside the crater. And maybe, like, underwater stuff in the giant crater and some other things, I'm not sure. It would be a crater inside of... Basically what we're doing, filling the inside of the crater, and making a crater inside the crater full of water. If that makes sense. Which if it does, oops. If it does, then that's great. Okay, perfect. Background audio is working, everything. Okay. If the background audio stops working for some reason, please let me know. Sometimes it will just do that automatically, and I don't know why. I keep checking my keybinds, and it doesn't look like it's related to the way my keybinds are. But anyways, yeah. Oh yeah, so last stream, everything from, I think it was right about here. Everything from here, all the way to, I think, the grass in this mound here, we did last stream. So, we did quite a bit. I think it only took like an hour and 30 minutes to do it all, so not bad. Now this stream, We're going to try and fill in all the area around the lake first, I think. And then, well, yeah. And then after that, then I think I'm going to change this here. Because I had some more thoughts about this, and I realized if so much water is gushing out here, this area should be bigger and more full of water. Which I also might need to raise all this up by one block to make it feel more like the water's more controlled. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Oops. Okay. I wish I had an undo button. Oops. Okay, let's just have it be like this again. And we're not going to touch that. We're just not going to worry about the realism for this part. Because it is unnecessary. Probably. Anyways, what are we doing? Do we want to expand this, or do we just not want to worry about realism? Typically, I've been trying to make it more so realistic, or at least Minecraft realistic. However, in this scenario, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do it because I feel lazy, but at the same time, I don't feel lazy, and I'm just very concerned I'm going to make this worse. We'll just leave it. So the biggest issue I just realized with over in this area, or the area around the lake, is that everything has to be elevated to the lake's height. Because otherwise I have to figure out a way to make it to where it's thick enough on the mountain part and the lake part to make it seem like, you know, dirt rolled down the mountain, so it's filling up over there, so it's definitely more full there. But also, we need it full enough to make it seem like the water's not going to easily just go into this area. You know, kind of like what I did up here. I tried making this a wider section to make it seem like the river won't just go over. However, the more I think about it, probably should have gone over here. But it's fine. I don't remember completely what I am doing. I mean, I know what I need to do, but I don't remember. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna be quiet for now. Normally, I would play music. However, since we're moving over such a vast distance so quickly, music would be slightly hard to do because it keeps getting really quiet. Oops. definitely gonna add a big divot or something here. Kind of like this area and that there. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this stream though, or next stream. I think I'll probably do it this stream, but that does mean I'm probably not going to complete the lake this year, or not this year. This stream. But we'll see. If I'm having fun, then I probably will. Potentially. Maybe. I don't know. But then again, I also have some work on other things to do. Which, if it works, then I'm going to have a big announcement. If it doesn't work, though, then, uh, I'm not going to say anything. Okay. Now, over here, I feel like this is working. I don't know why here I chose to mine underneath, and while in the other places I didn't. But it's fine. There we go. Yeah. I guess I could probably play some music now, since I'm mining out this area and refilling it. You know, a lot of the areas are too circular. Almost looks like a tadpole or a ping pong paddle. Or maybe chicken? Hunger bar, maybe? I don't know. Looks like one of those things. Anyways. Okay, so... We have a lot of work to do. 3, 4, 5. Six, 7, 8. I plan on this being the deepest lake we've made so far. That way I might be able to add like some structures down here or something. How deep can you see in the water? I need to figure that out after I am done doing the edge. Because if you can see fairly deep into the water, then one of my ideas I was going to do will not work. Which is, I like making underwater bases in a lot of my survival worlds. I like trying to basically be king of the ocean and using turtle helmets with diamond armor, tridents only, all that fun stuff. But one of the things is I like making those like futuristic underwater bubbles that people typically depict. And I was willing to make one of the tubes that typically connect them from one side of the lake all the way to the other. However, if you're able to see too easily to the bottom of the lake, then we probably can't do that. Oh yeah, something cool I recently found out, for another reason why apparently Bedrock is better than Java, is in Java you have to be in a, I think it's a warm ocean biome, in order to place or use bone meal on sand and things, in order to uh, get coral and all that, and kelp and everything. Or not kelp, seagrass. However, in Bedrock, you don't have to be in a specific biome. As long as there's sand and there's water, then you can bone meal it and get all the coral and seagrass and things that you need for decoration or whatever. So that's really useful for me because it makes it a whole lot easier to decorate the bottoms of lakes. Only thing I wish that Bedrock had from Java, other than the combat, would be all the command blocks, though. Or not the command blocks, the commands that you can use in the command blocks. And the reason for that is there just seems to be a lot more you can do than what you can in Bedrock. For example, you can spawn structures from... Well, you can spawn any of the structures that Minecraft has made in Java using commands. However, in Bedrock, we are unable to. Which can be a bit annoying, but that's only, like, one command that it's not really a big deal for building and making maps and all that. However, if there's one command like that, I realize that there's probably a lot more commands like that that could be useful for making stuff. Another one of those things is I've never tried it, but I don't think you can change sizes in Bedrock. I know you can in Java. I know there's a size command or attribute command, something like that, that allows you to grow or shrink yourself. However, in Bedrock, we don't have that. Oops. There we go. Okay, I will be back. I'm going to use the restroom. In the meantime, enjoy the song Other Side. I'm back. I will say the mountain definitely does look a lot more intimidating from a far off distance as well as being down here in the crater. Looks much better. Okay. Oh yeah, let's go check now to see how deep we can see into the water. Can't use over here as an example because, well, there's a ton of sea lanterns in it. Over here, there are a ton of sea lanterns still, yes. For on the water, you can see pretty deep. Okay, we'll head over to this one and see how deep we can see into it. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 blocks deep. We'll see. If you can still see it, I might just not care and we can still do it. But you never know. Let's actually go 2 out from all the walls. That way we can add some more detail. And then... I don't know. Then we'll go deeper, maybe? So I thought of another thing we can do later in a different area. It would be we could do a dam. So we could have a artificial lake. Technically, all this is artificial though. But anyways, we can have an artificial lake that has a dam blocking it. To help corral, for one, all the water to over here, but 2, to help make it narrower over for that lake, or at least there's not as much water going through to it. That'll be fine. Okay. Let's do... I mean, should I do detail on the walls up here, or go further down? Let's go further down. So originally I was going to just do what the river does, where it goes down by 2 like this here. But now I just might bring it out by 1 everywhere again. And then I don't know. So I was thinking it would make it, we can make it deeper that way, but I think I'm just going to do, I think I'm going to do this as the last layer before the floor. You know what? I've been avoiding using commands for most of this. I'm just going to make a square or a rectangle or whatever, and then use commands to make the floor. It'll just make the process a little bit easier and faster. I keep doing this wrong. Oh well. Okay. Slash fill. Uh, slash fill. 10, 57, 32, 684. Actually, no, that needs to be 33, 684. That was 33, right? Yeah. That was 2,000 blocks. Well, now I'm curious as to how many blocks I've placed over the entire map. Oh boy. Now I'm very curious. He definitely surpassed 10,000. I wonder if we've done 100,000. We might have. Anyways, if someone goes back and counts every single block I place in every stream I've done, I will be impressed for one. Two, the second thing, number two, is don't do that. Don't use up your time like that. That is way too much effort to do something like that. I know that there are people who do stuff like that. I'm pretty sure. But still. If you see this, don't do that. So far, so good. This is definitely probably going to be the most detailed lake out of all of them. Since this is all in water, I don't really care about detailing this too much. But I'm still gonna detail it some. So close. Okay. Now that that's all done, uh, gotta mine out some larger sections of this. Um, to make some divots and things for extra layering, layering. And then next stream we'll do all of the sand and water and maybe beyond. Oh, and structures if we do any down here. Depends on how easy it is to see down here, though. I've been trying to go for mostly realism on this map. However, just for the fun of it, I'm gonna do a square or a rectangle. Because why not? If I'm gonna add like custom dragons and things later, then I should be allowed to make some irregularities with the world. Okay. Then there we go. Now some of you might be asking yourselves, why did I cover the whole thing up if I was just going to break some of it? And to that I say to you, it's easier this way, and I've been doing it for the rest of the map. Sure, it might have been slightly easier to just, build around where I wanted to make the holes. But at the same time, breaking it is more fun, and then I get to design it a little more. I keep trying to think of what percentage of the map is done, and I keep wanting to say 50% because we pretty much completed half of the overworld. The issue with that is that there's a lot of stuff under the world, such as there's going to be a giant arena to where if like this was a Minecraft server, people would just hop down there and they could PvP. There's going to be dungeons, which is why there's two like holes in the sides of cliffs. There's going to be a giant glowing mushroom cave down under the mountain here. So, and all of this pretty much is going to be covered in one giant forest. So, as much as I'd like to think that we are basically 50% done, there is a lot of evidence proving otherwise that I keep having to remind myself of. Which, on one hand, that's very nice, because I can't wait to see how well of a builder I've become after the whole series. Or at least this season of the series. Should this be considered a season? Maybe. And the reason I'm saying that is because in the future I might also, most likely I will, do more seasons of this basically. Because I'm gonna do probably a building Stardew Valley in Minecraft or building Jurassic World in Minecraft, those kinds of things. And I think that could be really fun. But for now, I think we are done, at least for this stream. Next stream, we'll actually complete the lake and start working on the next big thing, which would probably be either filling up all of this area or starting to work on the new biome over here. But I don't know. So we'll see. Anyways, I'd like to say thank you for watching. I'll see y'all later. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and comment which kind of stream you'd like to see me do next. Also, if you'd like to play with me or other members of the Bagel Army, please join my Discord server. Link is in the description. And without further ado, bye guys.